You're saying a week before the trade, you heard DK Metcalf was going to be a chart. And then you texted.
Because Tracy has all the numbers. I was just like, text DK and tell him he's got to come to the Steelers. They were already in the running. It wasn't like I had any say-so or any power to that. Please do not give me credit for that. I didn't do anything. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Not Just Football. What is good? We have some exciting plans for draft. We're going to Green Bay, like we've always talked about. But we also can't say too much. We also have Pittsburgh on Saturday, April 26th. But make sure you keep your calendars open. Toss in some comments of who you want to see on the pod this offseason. Make sure you stick around and listen to our special episode and interview with Jonnu Smith at the end of this episode. But Hayden, how you feeling so far with everything going on in sports?
Great. It was a good weekend. I know everyone thought the tournament was super boring this weekend because so much chalk won and there weren't that many upsets. But as a Michigan fan, it was a good weekend. They're off to the Sweet 16 to play Auburn. And there was still some exciting games. It was a good weekend. What'd you think of it?
I really don't watch. I'm just watching to make sure my bracket is still intact. I think in our one right now, what am I looking at? I'm in fifth place right now. I think you're right in front of me. My wife is actually beating us right now, and I don't know who's leading in that one. Do you?
I don't. Honestly, I haven't checked. It's weird. I haven't cared as much about the bracket this year for some reason. I guess I'm not in any major money pool, so I haven't checked my bracket, but I didn't even know I was ahead of you in that one, to be honest with you. Who's my national champion in that one? I don't even know who it is. I think
you're national champion. Oh wow, you're in first place now. You're nice. Auburn.
Oh, great. So the team who Michigan gets to play this week. I would take Auburn losing this weekend and losing that bracket if it meant Michigan could win. So
that's cool. I got Duke winning it, so surprise.
Well, they look pretty good.
Yeah, Cooper Flag, keep doing it.
I saw this week you were on the Pivot. I actually was there for that interview in the background, kind of watching it. I didn't know when it was going to drop. We never actually talked about it though. What would you? How'd you rate that experience? It's a huge podcast that you were on. So what'd you think of it? Yeah,
I got a lot of respect for what Ryan Clark, Fred, and Channing are doing over there, man. It's special. I think they've really transcended not only sports, but just in the way you do a conversation. And I think everybody just feels comfortable. It wasn't like a traditional setup where it's like you got a table and two chairs. It felt like we were just rapping in a living room. And, I feel like I got to share a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
What'd you think about it?
I enjoyed it, man. I did. It was awesome. And honestly, I was there for the original conversation, so I got to see it. Like I said, I knew it was coming. But, man, it's just cool. It's cool to see former NFL guys sit down, talk. You were kind of the center of the attention, so it was kind of cool to hear your stories. Some stuff I didn't even know about you, honestly. So it was cool to see. And, everything. It was fun to hear you be a little more – it wasn't just a regular interview that you do. It was cool.
Next time we'll have to do it, me and you together, and we'll figure
I don't think anybody will care. I don't really have the same stories. Well, I don't have the same stories. I haven't played in the NFL. I don't really know what they would interview me about other than my time on JV basketball or the 1 year I played varsity basketball. So,
well, we could tell some epic stories, and I know we're supposed to say most of our stories were here, but if we're being interviewed, it could be really fun.
Yeah, no, it would be. I mean, if anybody wants to do that, by all means, let me know. I'm always free. It doesn't.
Aiden's got some killer stories especially from high school, man.
Well, I don't want to be somebody who relives his high school days, to be honest with you. That's fine. Let's go to 3 and out though. How's that sound?
Sure.
All right. Sure. Well, I'm not going to lie. You kind of made news last week when you basically said you would not follow Aaron Rodgers into the darkness retreat. Probably by fault for setting you up for that with that question.
You knew I was going to say I'm not.
Well, so the funny thing is the crazy thing is you did Rich Eisen on Friday.
Yeah.
And guess who visited the Steeler facility Friday? How happy was Rich Eisen, you think, when the report came out that Aaron Rodgers was in Pittsburgh on Friday?
Yeah, he probably thought I was there. He probably thought Aaron's going to sneak in the back. We're going to have to talk to Rich Eisen pretty soon about it. But no, I was coming from a lunch with some strength coaches, so I really didn't even know what was going down at the facility. There's a million things going on in the offseason. I don't really like to pay attention too much of what's going on there because I'll be down there all season long. So, it's good to get away.
Well, what'd you think of the report from Jerry Dulac saying Rodgers was in town, and then Mike Florio saying that Rodgers may have been testing Pittsburgh for leaks. Do you think now can we put it on him that if Rodgers doesn't sign, it's his fault? It's no longer your fault.
Damn it, Jerry! I don't know what you're doing over there, but I don't know if he's testing for leaks or what. Like, if you're trying to keep your information, pretty hidden, I'll give you some words of advice. Don't alert the media because that's just going to tip them off even more. But we'll see what happens. I don't think that's a true, leak of information. It's not like he was coming in like a black van and like nobody was going to be able to recognize him. Like if you see Aaron Rodgers, you can know it's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh would kind of be a big deal. And I think the fan base or anybody could have picked up on that. So I don't think necessarily he was testing for leaks.
Yeah.
But so you didn't have any clue though he was going to be in town? Like no one texted you about that? No. Nobody in the front office was just letting you know?
No, they told me after a couple people texted me that down there, just like managers and such, but no, everybody was kept to themselves pretty much and try to keep it in house.
Are you primarily called on to recruit defensive guys, considering that they're going to be on your side of the ball?
If I have a relationship with them, I think sometimes, or me, TJ, Mink, if we have a relationship, they always tend to reach out. But like, this is a little bit different. But we'll see what happens.
How quickly do you reach out to a guy who first signed? I'm not going to lie. I peeked your phone. You reached out to DK really fast because it was such a big night. How quickly are you reaching out to a guy when he signs?
Dude, it's funny. I shouldn't be breaking this, but like I was in California at the time, and I heard DK was in town, and then someone was like, oh, he's going to the Chargers. And so I hit up one of my friends, Tracy Perlman. She was like, yeah, I hear he might be going. I'm like, text DK, tell him to come with us. And then like in the next week, he was already with us. I don't know how that happened, but like, DK was all about it.
Wait a minute. So wait, time out. Are we allowed to go into this or no? Could I follow up on this?
What do you want to follow up with?
I mean, so wait, you're saying a week before the trade, you had heard DK Metcalf was going to be a Charger.
Yeah.
And then you texted, I don't know if we could say her name again, Tracy.
Well, because Tracy has all the numbers. I was just like, text DK and tell him he's got to come to the Steelers.
Man, so it flipped that quickly. Wow.
Yeah, but I don't think they were already in the running. Like this wasn't like I had any say so or any power to that.
Wow. Interesting. That's yeah. Okay. Wow. That's breaking news.
Don't overthink this.
Hey, how can I not? Listen, I'm a fan. I can't help myself, okay? You have to let the imagination run wild, okay?
Oh God.
And I will say it helped the team, so great job. Whatever you did.
I didn't do anything. Please do not give me credit for that. I didn't do anything. Please do not. If you that's all Omar and Mike T.
Maybe can you text somebody about Aaron now? Just tell him to sign. I'm just saying, let's go. Let's move on to something though. Jameis Winston signed with the Giants.
Yeah.
There was rumor he could be a Pittsburgh Steeler at one point going around. I thought I'd seen online, but you can never trust anything online. How do you think he fits with the Giants? And does that mean they're out of the sweepstakes for like the Russ and maybe they're going to draft a guy this year?
I don't know. I don't know what the Giants are thinking. Like, I think Jameis is a pretty good quarterback. I thought he should have started more down the stretch for the Browns, but if he's a bridge quarterback, so be it. But like, Jameis, he can put on some numbers. I remember that Denver game. I think he had like 500 yards of passing. Mm-hmm. And I think he brings a good energy to the group. So I think the Giants got better. I don't know what their plans are with a Cam Ward or a Russ, but we'll see.
I would just think Jameis is probably a guy who's good enough to start right now. So maybe a guy like Russ might not want to go there because it might not be a better chance. And there might be a better opportunity to start elsewhere, when he gets his chance. But I don't know. I think you've seen him quite a bit. How do you think he fits with Malik Neighbors? I mean, fantasy guys got to be happy about that.
In fantasy, do you get points deducted for interceptions?
You do, but if you have Malik Neighbors, sometimes you get points per reception. You got to think Jameis is gonna be able to get Malik Neighbors the football.
Yeah, we watched what he did with the wide receivers in Cleveland, Jerry Jeudy. Man, I felt like he just kept spoon feeding them. kept getting on the ball. But we'll see. I think Jameis can be a great, a fantasy bargain. But, man, if, it's bargain or bust.
He'd probably be good for a young quarterback too, right? He's
Oh,
been
yeah.
a long time. Like you said,
Yeah.
good for the room. Will probably help the guy out too, right?
Yeah. I think Jameis is a professional. I got to see Jameis down at PA meetings, but I thought, man, like Jameis puts his hand in for the group. That's the thing you got to love. Like, it doesn't feel like the ego outweighs the team. It just, only adds.
Yeah, he's that true, like, it's like what, 3 outcomes, like touchdown, interception. Like, it's, I don't know. He's
Boom or bust. But if he's booming, man, like AB always said, call God.
That reminds me, we were talking before the show, when he was on the sideline, Jameis was praying for God not to throw his pick sixes. And you made a complaint. You're like, you can't be praying to God for that. That's on you throwing the pick six, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Tell your coaches to quit telling you to throw that ball there.
Yeah. Like, stop throwing a double coverage, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go to March Madness here. You said you didn't watch a lot. What do you stand, though? Let's talk about the complaints. Everybody's upset. We're getting no upsets, that NIL has ruined the larger seeds, taking down the lower seeds. Where do you stand on that?
I think there's been upsets, right? I think there's been like a couple upsets. It's not every team.
I mean, McNeese and Colorado State each had an upset, was an upset win.
I called the McNeese one.
So did I. Clemson felt like they were easy to get there.
Yeah. I thought Clemson was better last year, but I just think, I didn't see the St. John's in the second round get
That's
beat
an
by
upset.
Arkansas. But, you got to look. Like, sometimes it pays to have good coaching. Like, having a guy like Calipari who's had a lot of experiences in these situations is kind of somewhat the dark horse of the group. I think that's really cool. But, like, your blue bloods, you got Duke, you got UConn's out.
There aren't as many blue bloods. Kentucky's still in.
Kentucky's still in it. And Arizona, scratched by. But, it's all about, the flavor of the day. And so everybody's looking for these, last-minute shots. I thought, what was the one game that had the last-minute shot?
Maryland,
they had to fight back. But other than that, you've been seeing just blowouts.
Yeah, I also think, though, as you get later in the tournament, I know people are going to hate this, having these kind of matchups coming up, the chalk matchups are actually better than having, a McNeese in the Sweet 16. Like, it's a fun story, but that team tends to get blown out in the Sweet 16 by whoever they played, to where now, I mean, you've got good matchups all over the place, high seeds. And I don't really consider Arkansas some small mid-major team. I mean, they have John Calipari coaching them. They have a bunch of money backing them. They just had a bad year in a tough conference. So It's like you've got really marquee teams and coaches, like you said, to where I really don't mind it. I think this next weekend's going to be great. I'm probably also saying that too because my team's in it. I also realize that when your team's in it, it's a lot more fun than like the last 2 years Michigan has been in it and the tournament hasn't been as fun to me.
Well, it's like, I think, you always want to see stars. Your biggest star is still in the tournament right now in Cooper Flag. So I think you got to take that into consideration. Everybody's looking to knock a Duke out or a Florida team out. And so we'll see. I think I can't wait to see that matchup, Duke versus Florida. I think that would be in the Final Four, if I'm not mistaken.
Are they on the same side? I think they're on the opposite side, but still, it'd be a fun matchup. I mean, all 4 number ones are still around.
Oh yeah, they would have to meet in the national championship. I have Auburn versus Florida in the Final Four. But that would be a good matchup. I just think you got to give a lot of credit to the teams that won during the year. A team like West Virginia, I thought should have made it, but other than that, I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, so much SEC and Big Ten. In that thing. It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's like, too, it stinks when you're filling out a bracket and you look at your bracket and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got 3 or 4 number ones in the Final Four. Just feels like a way that's chalk this year. But where do you stand on Cooper Flag? How good do you think he can be at the next level?
Man, I think he could be really special. I think he was in the running for making that USA team this past year. He was similar to like the Christian Laettner on the Dream Team. But, man, I don't think there's really a lot of holes in his game. He defends. He he can get people involved without scoring, and I just think you can't teach height. I remember last year, Zach Edey was the big conversation of just like, is he just big, or can that translate to the next level? Different players, but when you look at them, that height and being as big as you are is only an advantage at the next level.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know if he was going to make the team, but he was at least working out with the USA team last year and playing in high-level games against the best players in the world. And sounded like he was holding his own, too, which is even crazier. I think he's a really good player. Any chance you think he stays at Duke?
No chance.
Even if Duke came to him and was like, we will cover whatever, we'll find a way to get you whatever the rookie salary is that first year, which I heard somebody saying the other day was like $12 million with the first overall pick. So if they could get him $13 million to stay at Duke.
Not enough. That's not enough, because you have to look at it as a professional athlete. Yeah, you got your rookie contract, but then you got to think about the endorsement deals. Because I'm telling you, them C-Flag shoes are going to blow up when he gets a chance.
Can he not get an endorsement deal, a Nike deal in college?
He probably could, but I think once you get to advertise what team you're with, it only grows exponentially. And being able to market him in the right city, it could be huge for him. Like, I wish we got rid of the one and done rule, because I think, what we did was the guys that wanted to stay in school, stayed in school. But like now, it's just everybody one and done. If you just let guys go, I think you got, as weird as it sounds, you got more players that people knew and household names that stayed for all 4 years. So it'll be interesting. But I feel like it's a long shot for him to stay.
But if you take out one and done, you might not get Cooper. You might not get Zion. You might not get some of these guys that we actually did get to see at the college level, and they might go straight to the NBA or the G League.
But I think you're going to make your college programs that much better, because not everybody's leaving after 1 year.
Yeah, but I feel like transfer portal's already done that. That's why also it's all dead, because the NIL money can get all the best players from the small schools. And because Florida's best player, he's from Iona. He was with Rick Pitino at Iona. You know what I mean? It's like, and you've got so many different. Michigan's best players from Yale, arguably, or FAU. So it's like you get the NIL money, and it's like now they're all going to bigger schools. So
yeah, well, I also think though this from a player's perspective. I know the rule was to protect kids and make sure they didn't just jump into this and then struggle at the next level. Now we have a more competent G League where a lot of guys go in, are able to, bounce back and forth. It's becoming more of like a AAA ball. So, there's not that big of a jump, and you're able to really just, grow in the program.
Also, too, it's like Flag's going to have to go to freaking like Charlotte.
Well, here's a theory I think that could happen. Thunder use all those picks they've been saving up. Go get Cooper Flag.
Now that would be sweet. I would like. But man, you really going to give that up if you're Charlotte? I mean, that's like NBA conspiracy theory. Like, just let the Nuggets win. Let the Nuggets win win the lottery or not the Nuggets, the Thunder win the lottery somehow or something like that. But you're right. You send him to Charlotte though, man. I don't blame him if he wants to just go back to school. Like, screw that. I'm not going to Washington. I'm not going to Charlotte. I'm just going to go back to Duke one more year. Yeah. But no, I like that idea though. Let him go to Oklahoma City. That's cool. Okay. I like that. We need to start doing that more. We need to incorporate more conspiracy theories into this this show.
I got more.
If you got sports conspiracy theories, throw them out there. I mean, we love them. So maybe that's a new segment we'll unveil. It's conspiracy theories. Yeah. All right, I'm going to move on to something a little funnier here. Winnipeg woman gets run over in parking lot after she tried to save a parking spot for over 30 minutes. This begs the question, have you ever done this before? But also, what's your best road rage incident?
I've never been run over.
But have you ever tried to save a parking spot for someone and you knew they weren't going to be there for a minute? You were kind of
no, you can't save parking spots.
I agree, you can't do it. You just can't, like people who stand in front of there do it.
You're asking to get ran over if that's the case.
I almost like if the judge kind of ruled in favor of the person who ran him over, you kind of would understand.
Yeah. But I think for me, like road rage, you were actually with me at the time. We were just getting off the highway, and the guy just kept cutting back and forth. And then I think we pulled up next to him at a stoplight. And, did he flick a cigarette?
He flicked a cigarette on your car.
Yeah.
And then I think he got out of the car too for a second.
No, he didn't get out of the car. I got out of the car.
You got out of the car. I'm sorry. You got out of the car.
And he took off from there.
Yeah. And a chase ensued for a minute.
It did. And I think you calmed me down, but. Yeah.
Well, listen, I don't remember what year in Pittsburgh that was, but the career would have been cut short had you got a hold of that guy, all right? We would not be filming this podcast. You would have killed that man.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't have killed him.
He flicked the cigarette on your car.
He flicked the cigarette onto my windshield, which was like, had me hot. Like, at most, I would have just done something to get him back, like throwing a bottle at his cars.
That's also like ignoring too. Bottle. Like you two were both verbally assaulting each other in your cars. Like you were screaming at him, he was screaming at you. Neither could hear each other. A bunch of FUs, and the bird was being thrown, and then the cigarette was flicked, and it was over, my friend.
Man, I must have been seeing red that day.
I'm not joking, man. I am dead serious. He is lucky. We chased the guy for a minute.
We did, but. We were younger at that age.
Yeah, it was, man. I've seen you. It's just amazing to me someone would pick road rage with you because, like, you could just tell from your frame you're a larger man, even in the car. So it's like why you would flick the cigarette. And I honestly wonder if the guy noticed you, if he recognized you midway through or something like that. It would be hilarious. Maybe. If he ever listens to this show, it'd be awesome if he could just reach out to us. Get
him on the pod.
That would be pretty funny if we could get him on here. I don't know how we'd prove it was him.
My gosh.
But that would be pretty good. Yeah. I don't really have any road rage, man. I'm not a crazy driver. You Heywards are nuts. But you guys are wild drivers. But
you're a little wild too. You're up there.
I'm not, man.
I remember in high school you were.
You always want to keep going back to high school.
Cop.
No.
You were the no stop, no cop guy.
No, you also though once hit and run somebody at the baseball field.
No, I did not hit and run.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I have my information.
Nick Gubitoso watched you back out at the Peachtree Ridge Baseball Complex. You hit somebody's little Mercedes. The kid was actually playing in the game. You hit the Mercedes and then you pulled off. Now, I will say you didn't recognize that you hit the Mercedes, but I have an eyewitness.
You have Nick Gubitoso. Yeah. I don't believe anything Nick says. Nick, you have said this for multiple years. I don't agree with you at all.
He called me the second it happened to tell me. The second it happened.
Of course Nick's going to say that.
No, second it happened. Nobody knows who Nick Gubitoso is.
Why would he even be up there for baseball? I don't even like baseball. I've never even watched.
Name drop. You were there. You were probably working out at the football facility or something, but you
couldn't even work out.
You were in your dad's old Yukon too. That's exactly what you were in too. The green one.
Nobody else could have a Yukon there.
No. Cam, everybody knew what car you drove. All right, everybody.
Yes. But nobody else could have a Yukon.
We're moving on. TFLs and game balls. All right, go to your whichever you want to start with. Go for it.
I got to give a shout out in the game ball to Amir Khan from McNeese, the manager. Just felt like he brought the energy for the group. Starting to see some NIL guys or NIL behind him. And you always want to see someone succeed. It was cool to see a cool story and them kind of propping him up, giving the manager some love. I got to make sure I give him some managers love as well. Kyle Powers, that's one of our managers. I give a hard time. Derek Reinhardt, Adam Reagan, Pat Noon. Those are my guys. They always take care of me with the Steelers. They go above and beyond. Like, there's no job too small, no thing too big to do. And I feel like, man, if you got good people like that in your corner, that's only an added plus. Like, I've been pretty fortunate to have them my entire career.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've never heard you have a Southern accent until you tried to say Kyle Powers right there.
Kyle Powers. That
was weird, but that was awesome. No, really cool video too. I thought the McNeese video was really cool. You should recreate that with those guys.
I will say the only thing they've done to me is like when I go to Pro Bowl or anything, you usually get a box with a lot of your stuff in it, and they always like to mess with me, and they would stick like jock straps and like all this stuff that I would never use, and just to mess with me. So like I always am a little nervous to open up my box those days.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Game ball. I'm going to go University of Michigan, getting to the Sweet 16. They were 8-24 last year. Dusty May has come in, done an incredible job. I'm not going to lie. I got to be honest. I know you didn't watch any of the tournament. There was a point midway through the second half of that game that I'm like, man, we are in big trouble. And they came back, won it. And yeah, I'm happy for Michigan back in the Sweet 16. So yeah, go blue, baby. How'd Ohio State do? Are they in the NIT or did they? Oh no, they didn't go to the NIT this year, did they?
I thought they did go to the NIT.
I think they turned it down.
Oh.
Yeah, they got to fix that program, man. What's going on?
Hey, they could have had Calipari.
You got to revert the NIL from the football team to the basketball team now, man.
Did you see the report that said Calipari he wanted to go to Ohio State, but they chose not to?
No, he wanted to go to Ohio State?
Wanted to go to Ohio State.
No, listen, in all seriousness, if he would have gone there, you guys have the resources. Now, I know Arkansas's got a ton of resources too, but man, Ohio, you could start winning Ohio State. The money starts coming in. Yeah, I mean, it would have been also too, add him to the Big Ten with what already they've got. And the SEC is great too. But yeah, no, that was interesting. All right, go for it. What else you got?
I got a game ball, but it's also a TFL.
Oh my God, are you going to do the same thing I'm about to do?
I don't know. It's the water and the bananas guy who went viral. Yes. Ashton Hall. I'm looking at it. Like, I don't understand the point of the banana peel. I'm a little confused by that. The fanny pack. I don't know what you're doing there. I do have to give him props though. The trick was like, when you show your cardio, show the first 5 seconds and move on. You don't even know how long he was on there. Like it's pretty genius in being like, oh yeah, I ran like 20 miles. You only show a 5-second clip. Like, but I'm just very confused. The Saratoga water like really threw me off. It was great, advertising, but like, are we just wasting water out here for, a water, facial? I'm just confused by it all. And then your point you told me off camera was about, when he's on the phone and he asks, or he says, we can only get $10,000.
No, we gotta get at least 10,000 on that. So good. So good, man.
I think more and more people are just doing it, and that's the TFL of it all, because there's like an ASMR with it where it's just noises and sounds, and it's just like everything I don't want to hear.
It's truthfully the best way to describe it. You're right. It's both a TFL and a gay ball, because you got to give him credit. It's gone insanely viral. Everybody's mocking it. Everybody's doing it. I'm sure he's got a crazy Saratoga water sponsorship out of this too. Because you're right. How much Saratoga water is this guy drinking? I mean, or just using? I mean, the face of the water and the bowl. I mean, just genius on his part.
I just thought, like, if he's gonna do this, is he gonna be showing like him taking a dump and then like 5 seconds later use the toilet paper and just keep moving? Like if I was to go off of just this report alone and this video he's done, I would say there's something going on, because he didn't go to the bathroom from 3:30 to 10 o'clock.
Well, good point. He's not showing us everything. You're right about that. There's certainly things we're missing, but just insane. Would you ever do that? Would you ever show us? Can you do one of these one day?
I think it's pretty boring.
No, that's the point though. Like, you're right. When he goes, we got to get at least 10,000 on that. It's like, it's clearly he's speaking to nobody.
Because you're going to get me like, screaming at the kids once I leave or something, I just think you're going to be like, what the hell am I watching?
I think that's kind of the funny part, is what we all do day to day is really kind of boring stuff. He's just trying to make his look way like he's actually doing something. He's literally doing nothing, dude. He's just working out and doing weird stuff with his food and his.
I think Hayden should do it. I think that should be a
honestly
video.
Maybe I will do it. Because I'm like you, my shit will be boring as hell, but it would still be funny. But the problem is everybody's mocking this guy now too. So it's
yeah.
I mean, absolutely though. Gabe Ball for what he's accomplished, and TFL for, oh my gosh, just awful.
Everybody else.
Yeah. What else you got?
I thought you had one. You got one? I just went.
Well, I kind of used it as mine too, but I'm going to give Florida a game ball for knocking out UConn. Dan Hurley, man, that guy, just get rid of them. Get rid of him. He's a lot.
He's a lot.
Did you not see him walking off the court?
Yeah.
He's walking past Baylor and saying, I hope the refs don't F you like they just did us. It's like, dude, the refs didn't F you. Okay, you just lost the game.
You know,
Get
I
out of
like
here.
that, though. I like when coaches can be vulnerable. You don't get the same stuff over and over again. Like, you actually have him speaking his mind. Like, we can't just be mad when, you know.
Dude, he's been an asshole all year.
Wow.
He's the one who screamed at the ref, you're going to do that. You're going to turn your back on me. I'm the best effing coach in the country.
At least he believes it.
I mean, wow. Okay. It's just, don't be shocked when people are excited that you get knocked out then. I mean,
Very true.
I mean, it's, he gets his feelings hurt and then I know our producer Zach loves the Hurleys, so that's why I wanted to throw them in there too. So
I got one other game ball. I'm watching Paradise. Mm-hmm. Really good show with Sterling K. Brown. It's like Lost mixed with This Is Us mixed with like The Dome. It's really weird. There's a lot of things going on. There's like a murder mystery. There's flashbacks. It's really cool to see. Gotta watch.
If we're talking shows, Game Ball Dope Thief on Apple TV. Really good. Really, really good.
Nah.
You haven't even watched it, so whatever.
You haven't even watched Paradise. I told you to watch Paradise.
I told you to watch Dope Thief. You didn't watch that.
I told you to watch Paradise way before you told me to watch Dope Thief.
No, I've told you to watch plenty of stuff that you've never watched.
No,
so
you just want me to watch a reality show.
Let's not get into who told who what. You tell me plenty of things to watch. I tell you plenty of things to watch, and we never listen to each other. So
We do.
Sometimes, but I don't think we give each other the credit. We just act like we came to the decision on ourselves. But
I told you to watch Love Is Blind.
Dope Thief. No, you didn't.
Yes,
My
I did.
wife told me to watch that.
I told you to watch it too.
It was a combination of people, but it was a good call.
Yeah.
Yeah. TFLs, go for it. You got any?
I got one. The portal being in the middle of the Sweet 16. I think it is the dumbest thing. Like,
dude, a Michigan kid Scottie Pippen's kid just got in the transfer portal. I'm like, they're still playing.
Yeah, I just think we're rushing the process. I understand it's the Wild Wild West. We have no rules, but like, you gotta do it outside the postseason play. I just. Coaches can't even focus, let alone, try to recruit a player if they're in the middle of a game. Like, that's just you're not being fair to everybody when you do it that way.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of doesn't make sense considering what time of year this is. Why would you just not make the date April 20th or whatever? You know what I mean? That people can go in the portal. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I agree. That's really dumb. And I saw Calipari was kind of like in shock. I don't even think he realized the portal was open. Like I said, I got an update today. Justin Pippen's in the portal. I'm like, Michigan's still playing. He could still possibly play. Mm-hmm. So I wonder that though, if he declares for the portal, can he still play?
I don't think so.
Wow. Interesting. I'm going to go, we're at TFLs. I'm going to go Jerry Dulac. If we don't get Aaron Rodgers because he is the leak in that organization, I swear I'm going to lose it, okay?
Oh, now you're going to lose it.
I'm going to lose it, okay? You were the reason we weren't getting him last week, and now it's his fault. So thanks a lot, Dulac, okay? Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Am I?
We'll blame it all on Jerry.
Am I? Is it Dulac?
It's Dulac.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's his fault. It's all his fault if we don't get Aaron Rodgers.
You really want Aaron Rodgers.
I just want this to end. I just want a quarterback, okay? Yeah. And I know we got Mason. I just want that room to be fully stocked and ready to go, whether it's Russ, Rodgers, Mason, whoever. Let's just get over it. Let's just get it done and get to the draft and draft Kenneth Grant, right? D-line? Yeah.
I like D-line.
You like D-line, right?
I like D-line.
Yeah, D-line.
Don't try to put me into a corner.
I just want to know if you've watched him play. Have you watched him play?
I have watched him play.
What do you think about his play? Do you think he could fit as a Steeler?
He could. I think he's more of a nose D-tackle type. Big, like freakishly big where, he looks like an alien next to a lot of the other guys. And I think plays with his hands well, really good motor. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
And I don't know if you could tell me this, so if not, edit it out. But do they ever come to you and ask you to kind of like look into some of the D-line guys and see how you think they'd fit?
Maybe.
Okay. Are there any guys you've checked out other than Grant that you like in this year's class?
Man, I like Harmon from
Oregon.
Iowa, they have, who is it? I want to say Black.
Yaha?
Yeah.
Yaha Black?
Yaha Black. And then there was one other kid I liked that I just watch film randomly these days. I'm going to find him.
Walter Nolan? Mason Graham?
From Kentucky.
Payne. Is it Payne? Is it Deion Walker?
Is it Deion Walker? I don't think so. I don't think it's Deion Walker.
Oh, okay, there's another one then.
I forget. I'll have to look it up. But
you've seen a few guys you think that could play in Pittsburgh.
There's a couple guys. But don't take my words for it, y'all. Like, please.
No, but listen. If anybody's got an idea of what you guys are looking for, I'd say it's the dude who's been there for 15 years. I don't think it's an unfair question to ask who you think could fit in with you guys. So I don't know. It's an interesting time. It's fun, and I want to hear your breakdown of guys and what you think they can do.
Yeah. I also think Mason Graham's pretty good from Michigan. I think he, plays with good extension. He gets off blocks well. Is a threat in the run and pass. There's not a lot of holes in his game.
No,
he's going to jump off the board really quick.
I don't think he'll be there for you guys.
No, I'm not expecting him to.
Yeah, he's really good, really good player, and he's been good since he was like a freshman, so he's really good. But Grant, I'm geeking out here on Michigan stuff. Grant, to me, that motor, man, that play against Penn State always sticks out where he runs down the running back, and he's got a great motor. I'd love to see you guys get him too. I know this is not Cam speaking. This is me speaking.
Yes, this is totally Hayden speaking.
Go Blue. This is just me. Because you guys are probably taking a quarterback anyway, so who knows? Okay.
What? All right, I'm going to wrap this up. But before we do that, I have to make sure I bring up one other conspiracy. And I think this is my last Cam's conspiracy. It's already got a name for it. I don't think Aaron Rodgers announces till the Pat McAfee show.
Okay. I didn't know if we were going to go here on this. Okay. I love this. Here's my thing why I've always thought it has been Rodgers. That event was put together right around the time free agency kicked open. It's April 9th, I believe the event is.
Yeah.
I've been thinking that too. I agree with this. I think Cam's kids, that is a great one to start with. I am so happy you went there. We did not talk about this. This is great. Yes, I've been thinking about that. I'm like, dude, that event is so perfectly placed.
Yeah.
And Pat's already, it's at PPG, right?
It's at PPG.
Dude, he sold that thing out. Like, come on, man.
And you want to even create more buzz? There it is right there.
And could you imagine McAfee, Rodgers, Heyward all come out together, holding hands. We've cut the beef. There is no darkness retreat issue.
I'm not holding hands with no grown man.
We're putting our hands in the air. That's what do you say? What do you say?
I think it would be like McAfee, Ben's there, Aaron's there, and it just takes off from there.
Connor, you, all the boys, everybody's there. Tone. Tone's a big Steeler fan.
Yeah.
Get Tone in there. Get them all there. Let's go. I love where your head's at on this. Oh, my gosh.
And that's my conspiracy of the day.
Love it.
And now I want to throw to our interview with Jonnu Smith. He talked all things Arthur Smith, his time in the league, him being kind of a forgotten player, but still balling. It's a little late because we had it at Pro Bowl, but we had a lot of people come on.
Yeah.
So, have a listen. Tell us what you think. Like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. What's up, everybody? Cam Heyward here on the Not Just Football Podcast. We got Hayden as well. And we are joined by Miami Dolphins' finest, Jonnu Smith. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, my guy. I appreciate that introduction, man.
Appreciate you coming on.
You already know it, man.
Well, we got to react first. What'd you think about the LeBron trade?
I
Oh, not LeBron trade, but the Lakers trade.
Right? It is the LeBron trade.
He made the trade.
He made the trade fast.
Wait, y'all think he knew?
Come on, bro.
You really think he knew?
Come on, bro. This ain't. I mean, you get Bronny there. You know what I'm saying? You get Bronny there, and that's his son. You mean to tell me he ain't know that?
I just don't think the
Same
team looks
agent.
better.
Same agent. He's best friends with the agent. He knew.
That's for the last 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 years of LeBron's career, it's been his organization.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's been his organization, bro. So you gotta understand, man. Like something as big as that ain't happening unless your franchise player approve it.
Yeah.
LeBron James is a franchise player, so you know what I mean? Like, it's
Very true. But
What is the NFL equivalent to that, though?
That's what I was
What
talking
would
about,
be?
like-
What would be? We were trying to figure out at breakfast. What would
that
be the
like-
equivalent?
Mahomes getting traded.
I don't know if it's Mahomes. Luka's great, right?
I mean, it's like a Burrow or somebody
It's
getting
something-
traded.
It is like
it's a
it
top.
is like
it's
the,
like-
I mean, it's a top 5. Luka Doncic is a top 3 to 5 player in the NBA right now.
damn.
You don't think?
It's crazy? It's like the old Shaq trade, like from Orlando to LA, because it just changes everything. But I don't know if there's an NFL trade like that.
See, for me, I also thought that this was something that the NBA was behind because of the viewership.
The ratings. Yep. The conspiracy theorists are out. I love this.
Shoot.
Put the tinfoil hat on,
I
Jonnu.
thought the NBA was behind this, man, because of the viewership. Obviously, we've been seeing the problems that's been going on these past couple of, years with the league. Yo, like
Yeah.
they said, like the Pro Bowl was had more viewership than Game 3 of the NBA Finals or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
You play ball?
Come on, man. I'm from Philly, dog. I'm from Philly. I grew up. A lot of people don't even know this. Like when I moved, so I got a crazy story, but I grew up in Philly, moved to Ocala, Florida, with my aunt and my uncle, and that household was a basketball household. I was the only one that played football. You know what I mean?
Shoot.
So all my cousins, 6'8", 6'6", like they was hoopers, played D1 ball. Like
Yeah.
my uncle baller like his whole life. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up having a hoop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm having to, guard them. They 6'6", I'm 6 foot. You know what I'm saying? Like, they getting working. I'm just getting open run with them in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna say I'm, you know what I mean? But I'm for this, 6'2", 245, I could. If I'd have worked in my game, I probably would have been somewhere. You know what I mean? Coming off
There
the
you
bench
go.
somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
So you go from Philly to FIU. Talk about that story.
Philly to Ocala to FIU, right?
Okay.
Right. So, grew up in Philly, like any inner city in a country, man. It's gonna come with its adversity. You know what I'm saying? So, grew up there. A lot of wild stuff was going on. My mom wanted a better life for me, so she sent me to Ocala, Florida, about an hour north of Orlando, and it was different, bro. It was a culture shock. You know what I mean? Like having to grow up. It ain't the city. You can't go walk down the street to the corner store. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that. I'm in. It's nothing but deer and woods. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all it is, man. And my cousins, they actually wasn't even from Ocala. They was from Jersey. You know what I mean? My family, my aunt, my uncle, they sons and daughter, they was from Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So for them too, it was a culture shock. And I used to spend my summers there. But it was just one time. My mom was like, "Listen, you gonna go down there and." This was after my freshman year in high school. She was like, I want you to stay down there for the school year. And then 1 year became 2, 2 became 3. I wound up just making it my home, man. And, I only had one offer coming out, and that was FIU. And they took a chance on me, man. Shout out Mario Cristobal. He came through.
Cristobal,
Yeah,
wow.
Cristobal recruited me, man. And it's crazy because I didn't even play for him. Yeah, so he came to my house. We had dinner with my aunt, my uncle, my family, man. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to be here the next 4 years. To walk your nephew down the aisle, watch him graduate, and the next week he got fired. Yeah, so that's how I was. That's how
With
I
only
was.
one offer, what are you gonna do, right?
I had one offer,
Yeah.
so obviously the new staff come in, they don't gotta keep you.
No.
So I'm 17, man. I'm going through the ebbs and flows of just trying to play D1 ball, like just trying to solidify my offer. Like I was kind of undersized, but I knew I was better than a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, I didn't go to a powerhouse. My school wasn't a powerhouse. Like I said, I was undersized. You know what I mean? It wasn't a lot of traffic coming through. You know what I mean? So for me, like losing that, like Cristobal getting fired. You know what I mean? And not having to know where to go after that, it was a tough week for me, man. But they had wound up hiring Ron Turner. Ron Turner called me. and was like, listen, man, I'm gonna bring you in. We'll talk. We'll sit down and talk and bring you in on a visit. And he brought me up and kept the offer, man. He actually offered my best friend at the time too, who went to high school with me. He brought him in on the visit too, and offered both of us, man. So I was with my best friend through college. So it was dope how it worked out, man. No doubt. It was dope how it worked out.
Okay, so you go to FIU,
Right.
and
That's him right there.
Something moving over. He was waving at me. I'm like, I don't know. That must be him right there.
That's crazy. Divine.
wow,
Divine intervention, man. That's him right there. That's crazy.
I love that.
Yeah.
So then FIU get drafted,
Right.
third round
Yep.
to the Titans.
Yep.
Did you think you was gonna end up with the Titans?
So, I did kind of have a little niche, man, because Arthur Smith, shout out Arthur Smith, man. Like,
Our OC now.
Yeah.
Love Art to death, man. Love Art to death, man. Art was big through that whole draft process for me because, so the Combine, Senior Bowl, like going through that process, Art was always there. And he was like, listen, man, they got O.J. Howard, Evan Ingram, David Njoku. They was all ballers, you know what I'm saying? Still is, you know what I mean? And he was like, listen, I like those guys, but I really like you, you know what I mean? So, like, when you go in these meetings, I'm going to give you a couple notes. They're going to ask you these questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, he give me little nuggets, man. So I'm kind of knowing that the Titans like me, or at least Arthur Smith. You know what I mean? So he was looking out for me, man. And draft day, I see O.J. Howard go, Evan Ingram go, David Njoku. We had a stack. George Kittle was in that class. You know what I mean? He went 5th round. We was stacked, man. The guy who won, Jordan Leggett, who had won a Mackey that year, or was it? Yeah, I think it was Jordan Leggett. He won a Mackey or either Jake Butt that year, whatever. But they both was in that class. They didn't even, you know what I mean? They went like 5th, 6th round. You know what I mean? That draft class was stacked for tight ends, man. So when I seen them guys go the first day, 3 tight ends get drafted in the first day, I kind of knew like I was gonna go the next day. I just didn't know where to. In Tennessee, I seen that 615 area code, man. And it was the greatest day of my life. One of the greatest days of my life for sure.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
So you go from Titans, let me get this right, New England next?
New England next, Atlanta,
and then Miami.
Right.
What's it like being in Miami now? Now you're a Pro Bowler. Congratulations.
Appreciate
Fantastic year, man. You had a great year.
Bro, I remember watching the Houston game, and I feel like every ball was going to you. You won the damn game for him, I think. So, no, props to you. You put on a show this year.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Don. No doubt, man. Look, I'm sitting there with a gold jacket, red, man. You talking about me?
Oh, God. You about to make him turn red real quick. You about to make him turn. He hates
You
this.
sitting there with a gold jacket.
Keep going.
That's why it's not just football, huh?
Yeah.
Not just football, huh?
Man,
You know what I mean?
back to you. I got a little brother who plays for us, right?
No doubt, yeah.
What's it like, or what's a word of advice you could give to him and any other, young tight ends in this league?
Yeah.
How do you adjust and how do you change your game?
So for me, it was always don't look too far down the road or you'll fall right in the hole in front of you. That was always the kind of nugget I kept in the back of my head, just because sometimes we focus on or worry about the future too much instead of worrying about the now, and we'll miss out on opportunities that come our way. You know what I'm saying? And capitalize on those opportunities. And for me, I had to struggle with that in college a little bit because I felt like probably had to, like, coming from Philly, man, I wanted to change the dynamic of my family, and I had a chance to come out early. And I was just so worried about just trying to leave after my 3rd year that my game wasn't really what it was. You know what I mean?
It changes.
What it's been, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of had like a little slump, but I started picking things back up later my junior year, and I wound up tearing my ACL. So I was like, I'm definitely coming back. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt like that was like one of the biggest lessons I learned, man. Like focusing on the now, not worrying about the future and the NFL, all of that stuff, get that stuff out of my head. That was something that, Ron Turner always told me, like, man, like, I feel like you're worrying about the league too much right now. And he was right. I was trying to, make it for my family. You know what I'm saying? But God working mysterious ways, man, and however it happened, you know what I mean? So I'm grateful for it. But for younger guys that's coming up, would definitely just tell you to focus on it. Don't worry about the future. Like, do what you could do now. Commit yourself to the process now, wherever you at, whatever situation you in now. Don't worry about who in front of you. Worrying about if you a practice guy, if you a fringe guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to earn your keep. You know what I'm saying? And come there and do what you're there to do. Like, some guys try to get into a program in a system and do too much.
Yeah.
Like, I knew getting drafted that they wanted to see me move the ball forward. I was a run after the catch guy. Like, you know what I mean? That's the play. Like, so when I had that opportunity to make people miss, to break tackles, and to keep the chains going forward, I had to do that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't bring me in to go up and catch high fade balls or catch 60-yard bombs down the field. You know what I'm saying? I knew what I was there for. So know what you're there for and be that. Be elite in that. You know what I mean? If you do the extra stuff, you know what I mean? They're just going to raise that number up when it comes contract time. You know what I'm saying?
Your number went up, my dog.
Yeah. So, you know, it's all part of the process, man. But, like, you know, just focus on it now.
I dig it. One more question on football, and then we're going to have some fun. Yeah. What's the outlook for the Miami Dolphins next year?
Yeah, man, listen, we got a great group of guys. You know what I mean? We got a great group of guys. I think we just got to gel together more as a team.
Yeah.
And play. We got a lot of ballers, man. A lot of guys that potentially, you know, will be household names for the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? And we got the pieces. You know what I mean? Maybe a couple pieces here and there. Every team, whoever wins the Super Bowl is going to need a couple pieces here and there.
Yeah.
So for us, it's just gelling together as a team. I think the offseason will be big for us. You know what I'm saying? Getting together. You know, really getting in the building. You know, obviously we got a new DC last year, and the defense played pretty well this year, man. You know, they played pretty well. Offensively, we had our, you know, unfortunate situation at quarterback, you know what I mean? But when Tua was healthy, we were winning games, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, those two things combined together, man, we're going to be all right.
I love that. All right, we're going to go with some quick questions.
Go for it. Let's
Have
do
some
it.
fun.
Go for it.
Off-season plans, what you doing?
Man, this I was actually gonna come to Orlando, but I guess that's checked off. I was gonna bring the family to Orlando. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
We usually take the kids. Me and my wife, we take the kids, and you know we bring a lot of family up to Orlando every year. So we checked that box already. So
Ain't coming back?
we probably ain't coming back. Man. We probably ain't coming back. Yeah, so I'm a flag football coach.
Oh, there you go.
Sons, yeah, man. So I love it. I love that. I'm 8 and under. You know what I mean? So we travel a lot. We do got a tournament here. Actually, a big tournament here. We are coming back to Orlando. I'm tripping. We're coming back to Orlando. We got a big tournament here. It's going to be on ESPN.
There you go.
Take it to if we do what we're supposed to do, handle business. But
Get it done.
Yeah, man. I'll be back here end of February. So
Okay.
yeah, that'll be dope. But other than that, I don't know. Wife might try to bait me into going somewhere. We gonna see what's going on, man. I might listen. Hopefully AFC get the win. I'll spend that money on.
Nah, keep it. Put it in the pocket. Put it in the pocket for later. You never know.
Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt.
Favorite ride?
Favorite ride?
Yeah, I mean-
Velociraptor.
Oh,
Velociraptor.
that was
that one. Yeah.
Was crazy, right?
Yeah, that
nuts.
one was elite. That one
Nuts.
was elite. That one was elite. That's like the best ride I ever rode on it. Like,
Bro,
easy.
when it was going like this,
Yeah, bro.
and like I'm out of the seat, and I'm like,
Yeah.
am I about?
No,
I got scared,
You're
bro.
upside down heading towards the water, and you're like, oh, this is
Yeah,
it. This is it.
You like this?
Yeah,
It.
This is it.
This
is
what God
it.
got from me. It's over. With. It's over. It's over. This what he got. This is what he wrote.
Bro, could you imagine just one of us falling out and like that turning into like a story at the Pro Bowl?
That-
An NFL player fell out the roller coaster.
I don't think it would be back in Orlando after that. I think it would be done.
I think that'll be canceled.
Yes, I think it would be done in Orlando after that.
Forever. No doubt.
All right.
That ride will be named after me though.
The Jonnu.
The R.I.P. Jonnu Smith is what it would be.
Right.
What's the one player at your position that makes you shake your head?
In a good way or a bad way?
Anyway.
Both.
Oh man.
You don't got to do the bad way. Do the good way.
Nah, no doubt. I mean, Brock Bowers was unbelievable this year.
Bro was on fire.
When we played against them, when they came to Miami, they came to Hard Rock. This dude probably had like 10 catches in the first half. Like he was going crazy. He wound up having like 14 catches. He broke the record. He had like 14 catches, 120 something yards. You know, I had over 100 too, but I mean,
Talk it.
and I had
Talk
I had
it.
2 tubs too.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean I did. But he was crazy. He was unbelievable, bro.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable. He gonna be. He gonna go. Listen, man. He keep this up. I mean, I don't know if we ever seen anything like this. You know what I mean? The numbers he put up. So I'm just watching it, and I'm like, literally, every time he catch a ball, I'm like, gosh, lead, man. Like, dang, this boy just keep going crazy. But he was different. He was different.
What's the one NFL legend you would want to play with?
See, it's funny. I left New England after the Tom Brady era, and when I got there, I just heard more of the stories. So I always thought, like, you know what I mean, me like Tom being my quarterback, that, and I know how much he loved the tight ends.
Bro, between you and Gronk, shit, I don't know if there's enough ball.
Hey, they did 2 tight ends before, though. I mean,
they had it going with Aaron Hernandez. You know what I mean, man. But you know, Tom Brady is. I mean, what else you want?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely go down as the guy who I would want to play with.
How do you feel about snow games? You just said it right now.
Well, you're a Philly kid. You're a Philly kid who grew up in Florida.
Right,
so that's kind of a mind.
Right.
Yeah.
So I played like, man, I'm trying to think. Oh, so I obviously played in Green Bay at night. Is blowing. You know what I mean? I actually wound up. When I scored, I had scored a touchdown that guy. I wound up being tying a record for tied the record for the tight end touchdowns when I was with the Titans. And when I caught the ball, my face just fell right my face just fell right in the snow. And I got it was a pile of snow. I couldn't even really enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even really enjoy it. We wound up losing and all that, man. But I ain't too crazy, especially as a pass catcher. I feel like if I play defense, it'll be, you know what I'm saying, you got to do, I mean, listen, I ain't making no excuses. We got to go out there and do our job at the end of the day. But it ain't the funnest game to play in, especially when you're a pass catcher, because first of all, you're not even throwing the ball as much.
Yeah.
You're not even throwing the ball as much. I remember we went to Buffalo when I was in New England. This was my first year in New England.
Oh.
And it was crazy.
Wait, you were in the one game where they just ran the ball the entire game?
We threw the ball like 4 times. One of the catches was mine. It was first of all, I had like a tip pass. It was crazy, but the ball just going like this. I still to this day don't even know how I caught that ball, man. But we threw the ball like 4 times. It was crazy though, bro. Josh Allen was throwing the ball. It was a sunny day. He was just out there throwing the ball. He probably threw the ball 20 times. And that's like they wasn't like shying away from it, and the ball just getting there. It's crazy, man. But I ain't too crazy about snow games, bro. Probably if I play D-line, 3 tech.
He likes them. He likes it.
Yeah, it's fun. Fun because everybody else hates it.
How you feel about it?
I like it. I just don't like it every time. Like, I'll do it in spurts. Like, we can have a cold game here every month,
right?
but
I like,
every week, that's a different story.
That's a different story, right? That's why I'm glad I'm playing.
Yeah, I would say Miami was smart.
Baby.
Yeah.
But I hate Miami in like September though. September is
I train
rough.
all year round, so that don't really bother me. I've been training there since I was 17.
That September game, y'all are slick too. This is what y'all do. You always put the away team in the sun.
Yeah.
And y'all got the little things over their head, the tents over their heads.
We got the hot, y'all got the cold. I mean, it's just advantage. That's what the NFL is, advantage.
Well, then they make you wear the black jerseys too.
Yes.
Yeah, they make you wear the black jerseys. They make you wear the black. Yeah, the last time they played there, Lawrence Timmons was barfing all over the place.
Yeah.
All that heat just coming in.
Bro, I was hurt that game, right? So I'm watching on TV, and I'm watching my teammate. He's throwing up on the field. I'm like, this is crazy.
Ain't no doubt, dog. I ain't never throw up in the heat. Like I said, I've been training there for a while. So for me, I think every player should really train in South Florida because that humidity. It prepare you for training camp. You know what I mean? Is like when I was in New England, we came and played Miami. And we stayed up. We came the week before just to get adjusted to the heat. That's what most teams do in September, like early October. They try to get adjusted to the heat. So
smart.
Yeah.
Very smart. I wish we would do that. Best teammate.
Best teammate
you've ever had.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Calais Campbell. I'm gonna say Calais. I'm gonna say Calais Campbell. I've been saying this too. He like the LeBron of the NFL for me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Just because, what year is this for you, Cam?
I just finished 14.
Yeah. 14.
Calais is like finishing 17.
17, going on to 18, and play a lot of, like, he played like, I mean, obviously you here, bro. I mean, like I said, go jacket. You know what I'm saying? The reason why Calais for me was the best teammate was because just how he you could tell how he really cared about each player. You know what I'm saying? How he wanted to win, how he was relatable to each player. Like he was always motivating the guys, man. Like his pregame speeches, you feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel it. You just respected him. He was a vet that everybody, like obviously you respect, all the vets, but like when Calais is talking, it's a different tone. You know what I'm saying? And just obviously the kind of family man he is, like, just being around him. I was with Calais in Atlanta too. You know what I'm saying? So watching him get his 100 career sack, that was a dope moment. See how he prepared, man, and see how he really just loved the game. You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing but respect it. So for me, man, he take the cake.
I love that. CC, I love that dude. That dude's the ball at a high level for a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
Who's going number 1 overall?
Travis Hunter.
Wow,
that is the dark horse.
That's
we've
a
been
dark
getting.
horse. All right.
What's he play? Can he do both?
If I'm a GM, he's a cornerback.
Okay.
On paper, I'm gonna bring him in as my gadget guy.
That's
and
the
have
way
a
you
package
do it.
for him on offense. And I think that in the league, don't get me wrong, dominant on both sides of the ball, playmaker on both sides of the ball. I just think in the league, he's gonna separate himself more at DB. I think he'd be more a rare specimen. Because receivers is like, they come a dime a dozen. Like, you can go get receivers from.
You can make them too.
You can make them.
Yeah.
You can really make them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can really make them, man. You find a fast guy with athletic ability. DB is a hard position to play. You know that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, for him, that's where he's going to separate himself.
All right. Well, that's been another episode of Not Just Football.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much to Jonnu Smith for coming through.
No doubt.
Appreciate you. Good luck next year.
No,
Congrats again.
Appreciate you.